Hello traders, today is August 20th, 2024. I only have 10 names to discuss today and we'll explain why in a second, but yeah, let's get into it. So as per usual, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes. And if you're gonna risk your money in any kind of investment, I strongly suggest you to do some due diligence or research before you put any capital in any sort of asset or investment. That being said, if you find any utility on these videos or you want to support the channel, just give us a like and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. Anyways, let's start with Apple. So why am I using Apple and what am I trying to show in this video is something very interesting. I've been looking at all of these names. I don't even know how many I have, but it looks like today we are maybe seeing the beginning. Hopefully I'm wrong, but maybe we're seeing the beginning of a little bit of a pullback in the market. And why am I saying this is because we're gonna probably, let's do this and check how much we have gone up in the last 2 weeks, basically 15 days since Monday the 5th, when we had this pullback of almost 1,000 points. And after, 13 or 12 trading days, we are, in the case of Apple, up 15%. Now, when you look at this chart, what is interesting here is everything is green and there was a lot of momentum going up, right? Volume wasn't, too impressive, but I guess my point to this is maybe we are due to a little bit of a cool down. And I'm not saying we're going to crash or anything like that, but at least maybe going down and maybe try to retest this area. Or, what I'm seeing in a lot of these names is, and we are hitting levels of resistance and just not able to break those levels. We might see that in some other names, but I don't know, maybe we are getting into this area of a little bit of a pullback or a cool down, which I think is necessary. I personally, when I see these kind of moves, I start to get nervous because I know that something is going to come, meaning that these kind of runs are not always, they don't last forever. That is pretty obvious. And remember in some of my videos back in, I guess, the beginning of June, or in this area, I was saying, Apple already looks, right when we were here, already looks a little bit extended in my opinion. And, we had a little bit of a few days that we had a little bit of a pullback, and then we continue going up. Maybe that's what we want to see, 3 or 4 days or maybe a week of seeing price action going down, and then we can rebound. I feel more comfortable with that kind of moves. I do have some names on my focus list that I will, I think, go short or, well, buy puts. And I only have one that I want to buy, buy calls, and that will be SQQQ, but that means I'm still betting on a downside. But we'll see. We'll see what we do the rest of the week. I'm also thinking maybe not trading the rest of the week at all. By the way, I sold most of my positions today. I'm only keeping IREN, which is Iris Energy, and Bank of America, BAC. And I'm actually thinking about getting rid of them. Bank of America is, I have calls for middle of October, October 18th to be more precise. And Iron, I do have calls for end of September. So I think if they drop more than what I'm comfortable with, obviously I'm going to sell and take the loss. But everything else that I had, which was HEMS, Microsoft, Google, and hood, they were all green. Anyways, that's what I have for Apple. I guess it was a little bit of a long review on Apple and basically on what we're seeing here. Let's check AMD. And, you know, I wasn't mentioning AMD yesterday and last week. I've been mentioning AMD almost every day. I did love this move right here. And what I said yesterday on prior videos that unfortunately didn't have audio, anyways, was we were going to mount the 200 EMA and then go over this resistance level, which it happened. We tried to mount the 35 SMA. And then what I said yesterday is that we are probably going to hit 161 today, which we did. Let's go to a shorter time frame, maybe the 5-minute. And you had this nice run from the beginning of the day, and then somewhere around, or early in the morning, actually around 7:10 Pacific time, you hit this level right here, 61. You went up actually to 60, almost 62, or 62 actually, and then it got rejected and it continued going down. It's down after hours, but I'm not too worried about what happens after hours, especially after market close. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I guess my thesis was like we had to reassess this area right here, and there was a possible rejection, and that's actually what happened. Now this candle is not the best, also, and it also, I guess, gives me a little bit of confirmation on what I'm thinking, that there's a possibility, not 100% sure, that we're going to be seeing a little bit of a pullback. This is another example. We went up in 12 trading days, 33%. This is fantastic if you actually got this run. I was trading on this area right here, but 33% with basically, I guess, nothing to stop this move. Is, I guess, for lack of a better term, a good excuse to start thinking that we're going to see a pullback. Now, if we're going to pull back to 150 and then maybe consolidate here and then move back up, that would be fantastic. But maybe we can also go under this and maybe bounce on the 200 EMA, which is almost 150 as well. I'm not that bearish, meaning that, oh, we're going to go back to 120 or 135. I'm really not that bearish, but it would be nice to see a little bit of a pullback, maybe retest this level right here and going back. Kind of similar to what I said on Amazon. So don't be surprised on if we see that, and I wouldn't panic if we see a small pullback for the rest of the week. We have FOMC minutes tomorrow. It used to be very kind of like a catalyst not that long ago, but I think that the market is not too worried about what is said on those. In what we get out of the minutes. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. So that is what I have. I think we're probably gonna continue going down, or maybe this is all the pullback that we're getting, which you still a little green on this candle. Anyways, I do believe that we are probably gonna hit 150, and then we can either keep an eye on this area and see if we're gonna rebound towards 61, or we might break and retest this area again. I guess what I'm trying to say also is just be very cautious on your trading. Don't go crazy on puts, or I wouldn't go crazy on calls. Again, I basically got all my entries out, even though some of them were for October and November. I'd rather just sell and wait if there's going to be a pullback, and then I will have an opportunity to get back in again. That's what I have for AMD. And now let's go to Amazon. And Amazon still looking good. It had a green day, almost a flat day. What I mentioned in the past was, and we were gonna go from this area. I was on Amazon as well earlier, I think, or late last week, and I did say that we were gonna break the 67 level. We had to go over the 200 EMA, and then look, We are over 75. My price target on the calls was 175. And I bought right down here on this area, I believe, on the 200 EMA. Anyways, it's continuing to going up. Keep an eye on the 35 SMA. We might see a little rejection here or a rejection on 81. Again, some of these moves are losing momentum. Let's take a look at how much higher we went. We went 18% on Amazon. So I really like what I'm still seeing here. I think that 81, it's very possible that we're gonna get or fill this gap. We're right on our way here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we hit this level right here or a little bit higher, and then we get a pullback. You can also get a pullback on the 35 SMA, but it's basically the same price, is 180, 181. Anyways, that's what I think is my caution sign for Amazon is this area right here. We might have some difficulty. There's liquidity here as well. Like the TSI are looking good. The RSI is also looking good. But I do believe that since momentum to the upside is fading a little bit, we might find a difficulty breaking 180, 181. That's what I have for Amazon. And now let's do a little bit lost. Let's do this name. Celsius. Why am I mentioning Celsius? If it had a, I don't think this stock is getting a break at all. I do believe that I had a little bit of hope, I guess, in this area right here, because normally when you see the MACD and the TSI going flat, and then you start seeing green coming, normally there is momentum coming up. And I was saying that back in last Thursday. But now we're here on Tuesday. You had minus 3%. Well, let's start on Thursday. You were up 6%. You lost, half of what you did the next day. You were down 3.4%. The following, or on Monday, the following trading day, you were up 3.46%. And today you were down almost 3%. So it feels like you take one step forward and two steps back on Celsius. I do believe that based upon what I'm seeing here, and if there is a little cool down on the market, you're probably going to continue going down. Again, I'm just waiting for this name, just like I did with Nike, on a rebound. But I don't think I would take any positions after or under 46. That's what I'm thinking. I want to see momentum. There is quite a high amount of liquidity here. Volume is not the best. It's pretty much the same for buyers and sellers. And again, you're still flat under the zero line. So I'm not seeing a lot of action right here. I think I'm just going to keep monitoring this name. I think there is opportunity to the upside, but it's not coming yet. It might take maybe a little bit longer than what I was expecting, but that's totally fine. Actually, the more this continues to go down, the more attractive to me is going to be to the upside. There will be a reaction to the upside. Let's just wait. I just have to be patient. Yes. Next, I have. Let's find this guy. I have Google, and this is a name I was talking about right here on Wednesday of last week. I did post on X and about Google, and what I like about this name is, or what I did like about this name, I don't like this candle, but what I did like was the fact that it was lagging from everything else since Monday, the 5th. And yeah, compared to other names, Google only has moved up at its highest point as of today, almost 9%. So it had a little bit of a slower or bumpier transition to the upside. And it was due to bad news, I guess, about the Department of Justice and whatnot. And then so you had this candle right here, and now it's coming back up. The MACD and the TSI look great. I did have a position in Google that I bought on Friday or yesterday, actually yesterday. I really don't remember, either Friday or yesterday. Anyways, I did buy some calls on Google, and I got out today. Let's see. I got out right on this area right here where you see these green candles. And the reason why I did that is because right at this time of the day, I started seeing um, every single name going red. And at that point, I was like, well, I'm just going to get out and I can reposition later. So it was the right call for this name in particular. I also saw, now that we're here, Microsoft. I sold in the same time frame, but Microsoft actually continue going up a little bit more. So anyways, I do believe that there's still a little bit of opportunity. Maybe we're gonna retest this area right here at 164. I wouldn't be surprised. And so that's what I have for Google and the market in general. I think maybe a little bit of a cool down is coming. I think I already said this like 10 times, but that is what I believe might be coming. Maybe tomorrow is a beautiful green day. Who knows? But and today was a breather. Today's breather was enough. But we'll see. That's what I have for Google. Keep an eye on resistance on the 35 SMA around 171. And if you actually mount this, you're definitely in good shape to go towards 180. Again, we'll see how the market behaves tomorrow. Again, I'm trying not to have a lot of positions. As of this morning, I had 6 different names. Right now, I only have 2. And if I have to re-enter some of them, that'll be fantastic. Next is GOVX. And I mentioned this name yesterday as well. And the reason for that was that I was saying this is a pretty risky short. I was saying it might be a good idea to short this name. But I also said that it was a very risky move. There's 2 things that are risky about this. At least in Webull, which is a platform that I use, I couldn't find any. Let me look again. I couldn't actually buy puts, and let's take a look. Yeah, it actually comes out with a no data icon. So I was like, okay, well, I can short this, but I don't like to short these kind of moves, especially on something that has an obvious catalyst going on, which is the monkeypox thing and potential for a vaccine or whatever. But so I didn't short. Let's take a look. This name at all, but it's been collapsing, I think, and I guess my thesis was correct. But again, it's very risky if you're gonna short because you can lose way more than just your principal. So, and for that reason, this is extremely risky. I think another name that I have in my shorting list is Siga, which was down 15% today as well. This one looks a little bit easier. Let me take a look if you can actually buy, and you can buy puts on this one, at least on Webull. Maybe you can buy puts on other platforms for GOVX, but not in Webull. That's the only platform that I use. Anyways, so I guess my thesis was correct. Down almost 21% today, 2.5%, 20.5% today. And I wouldn't be surprised, and there's going to be a continuation on this. I haven't seen much news or alarming news in the last 2 days about monkeypox. So that could also bring a continuation of the move to the downside for GOVX. Keep an eye on that. But again, be very careful shorting this kind of names or this kind of stocks when there is catalyst or news that can actually destroy your account if there is a short squeeze right here, which is very possible. So just be very, very careful. Let's move on to Robinhood. And I did have a position in Robinhood. I did buy, I do believe, on Friday or Thursday. I bought last week. Not sure if I was, I was actually buying on Wednesday. I sold today. And And again, the reason why is because it was looking weak, and I just didn't like the move in general in the beginning of the trading day. So I got out probably in some of these red candles somewhere around here. It went up a little bit more, so I don't care if I leave money on the table or not. I was green. I think I sold at a nice percentage. I don't remember exactly, but I definitely cut this part of the move, which was these three green candles. And my thesis also on this was like, you gotta mount the 35 SMA, and it didn't. I can also reposition or whatnot. I would probably leave it alone unless we retest this area. But again, I started seeing weakness in the market, and I decided to basically get rid of most of my positions. And Hood was one of them. I do believe that we have to take a look at a continuation of this move towards 1920. I think that is going to be what is next. And maybe we'll bounce, but you have to still consider your 35 SMA as a point of resistance. We're losing a little bit of momentum on, or I guess strength on the TSI. The RSI is already pointing down. So we'll see what we get, for the remaining of the week. But again, keep an eye on the support level. You might bounce right here, and then your resistance level is at 35 SMA. It's a very small range, but I think that is what you want to keep an eye on. Now let's move on to, where are you, if I can find it. I still have some of the reminder of COVID. I got COVID 2 weeks ago and kicked my ass. Okay, so JMIA. On JMIA, we have still weakness on JMIA. I do believe that we're probably going to go down to 4. We'll see if the market continues to show us some red, or if it's a combination of green and red, kind of like today. Today was mostly red. Some names were green. But I think if we continue seeing weakness, I think that JMIA is probably going to go down to 4, which would make it very, very attractive to me to probably get some long position in JMIA. Now, the RSI and the TSI are starting to cool down again. Especially if you see the how the TSI and the strength on this indicator is already pointing down again after this candle, and you were down almost, well, at 4.23% today. Wasn't a good day for JMIA. The only thing that I would say is your RSI is oversold, but that doesn't mean much at this point. It could still go lower, but that's the only thing that might tell me, well, maybe this move is not going to be too aggressive. But I do believe that 4 is probably in the horizon. We'll see how we behave in this area that has liquidity, but under this, or under 480, you will probably accelerate a little bit towards 4. That's what I have in JMIA. I'm a little bit bearish on JMIA, and again, this is not a position for me to buy puts or anything. I would wait until getting into this 4 area, which I did set on these candles right here, and let's see how this behaves. I do believe that once we hit 4, we're probably gonna have a bounce. If not, if you break 4, you're on your way to being under 3. Let's put a level right here, because it looks a little bit obvious in my opinion. You can actually go back to this candle. Oh, that's a trend line. Let's put a horizontal ray on here, give or take. Yeah, it makes sense. You have all this area right here, and it actually goes back. You can actually pull this back to this candle right here, that area. So yeah, we're here. Anyways, those are my levels right now. I have 4 and 285, give or take. That's what I have for JMIA. I don't think we're gonna go all the way down to 285, but 4 is your level. let's move on to this name that it keeps doing great today, and that is Netflix. And I did tell you somewhere in this area right here when these indicators were crossing simultaneously, and I love when I see that because I did call it back here, and then I did call it right over here, and you were right under the 35 SMA. I wouldn't be surprised that I was saying wait until mounting this level, which you did. And then what I said, and I've been saying that since May, that we were going to hit 700 and higher. 700 was at this point all-time highs. Well, today we went all the way up to 711. Now you're down to 698. That's where you closed. And you had a 1.45 day to the upside. This is fantastic. I think there is probably going to be a pullback to 663. And again, let's use this and see. You had this is crazy. You had a 21% move in 12 trading days. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, in 12 trading days. That is crazy. So I do believe, I could be wrong, but I do believe that we're probably going to go down towards the support level, which is 663.5, or let's just say 663. That is what I think. And the reason, again, is because you are moving higher very rapidly. And that makes me, personally, as a trader, makes me a little bit uncomfortable. And you had 2 red days out of 12 trading days. And this is a name that has a lot of volume. It's a stock that is $700. And to see these kind of moves in a stock and a company that has this type of market cap as well is pretty impressive, you know. So don't be surprised if you see a little bit of a pullback. But again, we hit well over 700, which was my price target when we were down here, and then I also called it right here, somewhere right here at 136, 139. Anyways, this is a great move, but don't be surprised. I definitely wouldn't jump on this name to the long side anytime this week, but it would be fantastic if you hit 165 or 665, and then you can see another move to the upside. So yeah, the market is telling me that things are a little bit overextended in the sense that they're moving way too fast to the upside. So we might see a little bit of a pullback. Anyways, that's what I have. That's what I have for Netflix. Congratulations if we actually cut a good chunk of this move. And let's move on to my last name, which is, I don't think I ever covered SQQ, but I don't know if things continue to go down the way they went down today. I think there might be some opportunity on SQQ. I do. So we'll see. I think we just have to wait a little bit. I will wait for maybe 1 or 2 more days. Maybe tomorrow is another day, and then Thursday and Friday, or maybe we get a nice, I guess, nice or good comments from Powell on Friday, and then things, you know, continue going up. But I'm just gonna keep an eye on SQQ, and it's in my short list. We'll see how things come up tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna day trade SQQ tomorrow. Right? It might be an easy trade, especially in the beginning of the day. As you can see here, you get to see these crazy moves in the beginning of the day, and if you catch something like this, especially, you know, you're gonna walk away with a smile on your face. Anyways, that's all I have for today, and check some of the charts that I have on X. Is the same number, I'm sorry, the same name as our YouTube name, which is NoRandomTrades. And I do put quite a lot of charts for you to keep an eye on. And I tend to, most of the times, put a lot of information on what I'm thinking on those charts. It's not just the charts by itself. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys today. Take care. Bye-bye.